Good evening, everyone. This is the Early Late Night Live Show, and I'm KJ Traynor, or KJ Traynor, as I'm called in the credits. Terry Traynor, who's the usual host of the show, is not in here tonight, but we are still going to have a great show because we're going to talk about the Avengers. We're going to talk about Taylor Swift's new music video, which is out. But best of all, we have Queen City Improv, who are going to actually do an improv for us. So you're not going to want to miss this. So I'm supposed to look at this camera, apparently. So anyway, it'll be a good show anyway. So check us out. So now I know which camera to look at. Yay!
That's important.
It is important. So, hi everyone, I'm KJ Traynor. As I said before, Terry Traynor, who's the usual host, is sick tonight, so unfortunately I get to take his place, which is nice because I really like this chair.
He's probably at home getting soup and
watching like
eating crackers.
Or something, or maybe just went out to watch Avengers Endgame. I really don't know.
Would he do that to us?
Yeah, he would. Yeah, I think so.
It.
So anyway, so with me as always is Mitch Fortier, taking the co-host seat. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
I just don't know which camera to look at.
I know, and we're only 2/3 of the party at this point, so
that's true.
It's a little different feeling.
It is, because I feel like no one's yelling, which is kind of nice, but at the same time, the energy level's different.
It will
so I'm like, I don't know what to do.
I don't either.
Yeah, so.
I'm gonna have to start picking on you so we can make sure we can keep the energy the same on that side of things.
Okay,
I don't want you to feel
that.
out of,
Yeah, because if you pick on me, that would actually, you know what, let's just leave it to Terry. That's fine.
Okay. So no picking on KJ tonight?
Nope, it's a pick on KJ free night tonight. But we did watch Avengers Endgame, and we were not going to give away any spoilers, hopefully. Yeah, tonight. Like, hopefully I won't accidentally give away any spoilers.
Yeah, we can't talk that much about it, but we did see it on Sunday night.
Yep.
And we went in thinking that you were going to come out crying.
Yes, and I did not. My little cup of joy was overflowing, though. I will say that.
It was a very good film. 3 hours. I mean, it's 3 hours long.
Yep.
So there wasn't a dull moment, as far as I'm concerned.
Nope.
There weren't that many people in the theater. It was Sunday night because Game of Thrones was playing.
Yes.
The Bruins was playoffs.
Oh, were they?
We're in the playoffs.
Okay.
Not everybody. I know, sports. Sorry, Terry.
He's going to call us up just to yell at us, even if he is watching Endgame right
now. But it was an enjoyable experience, so definitely go out and see it. If you're an Avengers fan, you're not going to be disappointed.
No.
There are some things to talk about, though, that...
Well, it's a new era. It's like the end of phase 1 of the MCU, and now we're going into phase 3, I think it's called now, with a new assembly, which I have some mixed feelings about, because I like all the characters. I really do. I like all the characters in it. I feel that some key characters are taken out in this film, and I won't say who because, again, spoilers. But the cast of characters that are left, I find are, for the most part, very somber. Very serious, which is awesome, but
I saw your Facebook post actually.
Yeah. And I'm like, I think we could, I think we need more characters that are kind of jovial. I don't know,
Yeah, why is that? Well, you mentioned in the Facebook post that all the female characters are kind of serious and gruff and just maybe I think. So here's my thought.
Okay.
I think that the female characters are being allowed to overcompensate for their toughness to be strong female characters.
Right.
And not have and let the whimsical side of things is not something that they're playing around with just to
I don't think so.
Avoid.
I feel like if they don't look like this the whole time, they're going to not look strong. And I'm like, well, you can crack a joke too.
Yeah,
a joke that's not an eye roll joke. Because they do crack eye roll jokes.
Which I literally just had a spoiler come to mind because I was
going
to make a joke.
Don't say it. But so I would just like to see I was thinking about this on the ride over, and I was thinking the best female cast of characters I think in any MCU movie that I've seen has been Thor, because they had 4 very different female characters in that, and all of them were very lively characters and very strong characters in their own way. You had Thor's mother, who was like the queen mother type, and then you had Jane, who was the smart but kind of insecure type. Then you had her assistant, who was smart aleck, basically.
Right.
And then you had the warrior girl, whose name I can't remember, but she was awesome in kind of a tomboy way. And all of them were very well-established female characters, but they weren't grim.
Yeah, right, exactly. None of them were they?
Right. So I'm like, so basically, bring back them. Like, let's have more of them in it.
I agree.
So
I agree.
just add. Don't take away. Just add. We've taken away enough. So
It's been interesting to go and watch some videos and critiques and podcasts and video casts about Endgame and to see what people are saying about it. And people who have followed the lore or read all of the comics, and so that world has just been opened up to me now that I've seen the film, and it's really interesting to see what people have to say, what their criticisms are, or
a lot of definite opinions.
They're they're like, how's that gonna work, or why, or yeah, and I get it, but I don't know, and stuff like that was coming up that I didn't think about. I just enjoyed the hell out of the film. So.
Yeah, I really just loved it.
100%.
Yeah, it just reconfirmed my love for Tony Stark and Captain America and Ant-Man. I just love Ant-Man stuff. But anyway, it did break a whole bunch of records. By Tuesday, it made 1,480 million. So it passed the 1 billion mark first weekend.
1 point something billion?
Something.
In its first weekend?
Which is very good. And it's on track to pass 2 billion by this weekend. No,
That's impressive.
Yeah, I think so too.
Black Panther, which is in the top 10 of all time grossing films, made 1 billion, and I wanted to say it made 1 billion in its first year, but that can't possibly be.
I can't remember
that big of a disparity between one weekend and an entire year.
Well, it could be because first of all, there's a lot of build up to this one, and they released it in all the markets at once, as opposed to staggering them, which is what they usually do. Probably because of spoilers. So it opened in China about the same time that it opened in America, about the same time it opened in Great Britain.
So are these worldwide numbers?
Yeah, this is worldwide numbers, not just here.
I gotcha. Okay, so I think we were looking at U.S. numbers at one point. With Black Panther, but.
So, which did very, very well. And Captain Marvel did, I think, better than a lot of the fans were expecting it to. So Marvel's still got a lot going for it.
Yeah. Force Awakens apparently was up on that top 10 list of all-time films.
Yeah, I think this just
two or whatever, but yeah, which I didn't realize. I mean, I didn't realize it was that popular, but.
I mean, Disney's just rolling in the dough right now.
Yeah, they are.
Which, good for them.
Yeah,
so
we'll get an amusement park in, Kentucky or something. We'll see. How are they going to spend all that money is what I'm thinking.
They did release some photos of the new Star Wars theme park that they have. Like this, I think there's a full-size Millennium Falcon. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Very cool.
Yeah, so
I'm going.
Run around like a little kid, that'd be awesome.
And then one in the U.S.?
Can't remember now. I'm supposed to have all this information, and I don't.
That's all right.
I'm not usually the host.
I'll forgive you.
Oh,
I'm like
thanks.
Terry.
Yeah.
Why don't you know stuff?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So the other thing that broke a lot of records was Taylor Swift released her new music video, Me, and Me. No,
you.
Not Me. It's M-E, Me. That's the name of the music video.
Gotcha.
And it had 65.2 million views in the first 24 hours. 65.2 million views.
That's a lot of views.
It is a lot of views. I mean, maybe 15 of them were me, but.
Yeah. So that's an interesting stat. I wonder how many of those were duplicates. I watched it once.
Okay.
Truth be told, I had to see it. It's a really cool video.
And we can actually talk about it without spoilers. So, but there's not much to talk about. It was like only maybe 3 minutes long. So.
No. But you know what I think? My immediate thought was that is what a music video should look like. Like this is what music videos are about.
Okay.
It was. I thought it was
color.
Yeah, it's creative and it used technology. I mean, there's some CG in it that is just unbelievable, right? It
had a very cute kitten in it.
I actually kind of lost track of the song a little bit. Like I wasn't really paying attention to the song because I was so engaged in all the visuals. It was cool. Definitely go see it. We have 65.2 million views by the end of the day if you guys go watch. Which is exactly where it's at right now, 65.2 million. Anyway.
Wow. Anyway. So that was good. And actually, there's a part in the music video where the guy gives her a kitten, and she freaks out over it. Well, apparently, when they handed her the kitten on the set, she really did fall in love with it and adopted it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's this whole other video about her adopting the kitten because she just thought it was like the cutest thing ever.
Cats are pretty irresistible.
They are, yeah. So its name is Benjamin Button. I'm not a Swiftie. I kind of am a Swiftie, so yeah.
closet Swiftie, maybe. Maybe I might
kind of like ashamed of myself,
over,
Swiftie, but yeah. I've liked her since her first single, so.
So I got a friend who's a shameless Swiftie, and he's got T-shirts and whatever else. I don't know why or
I have
what.
a T-shirt.
If it's
I went to
real,
the concert.
I have
yes.
really no idea. But self-proclaimed, and yeah, I'm sure he was freaking out by the new songs in the video.
I'm pretty sure.
It was pretty cool.
All right, so, and you had an interesting article that you came across.
I did, yeah. I was just trying to check out, find some news, something to talk about that was kind of interesting, and I came across a couple things actually. Well, one thing that made me think of the thing that I was going to mention, and it's some kind of alliance where entertainment professionals are actually creating an alliance to help bring up and-coming filmmakers in schools and in high school and college level. So professional, or I could actually bring it up, Entertainment Industry Professionals Alliance, essentially. So I thought that was kind of neat.
It's like a mentorship program?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
They'll put programs together to come in and actually work with students and their projects and whatever, like college students are oftentimes in film colleges. You have to put together, their thesis essentially is making a film.
Makes sense.
Producing a film of some kind. So I think they're probably going to work closely with the colleges on that front. But I thought it was kind of neat. I was talking to some friends of mine the other day about how film and theater are oftentimes they're not available in some schools at all, so that people don't get the opportunity to do that. But so any expansion, in my judgment, is a good thing. The entertainment industry is just a great place to grow, with lots of opportunity to do different kinds of things. And speaking of different kinds of things, there's a new job description for film and television.
Okay.
And I forget how I came across this ultimately, but it's called an intimacy coordinator.
Okay.
Now, HBO is on board with saying that programs with intimate scenes will be staffed by an intimacy coordinator. So anything where there's intimate touching or kissing and things of that nature, and especially in the environment that we kind of have seen developing over the last, several years, I guess, really, but it's pretty prominent now with boundaries and personal space and so forth. And apparently there was a need. This woman is, her name's Claire Warden, actually works in theaters, and she was working in theaters first to help people create boundaries and safe space for those intimate scenes. And
Because that can be a variety of things, like attacking somebody, or even hugging somebody.
I think it could be even in fight scenes, right? Grabbing
Yeah.
somebody by where you're supposed to be attacking them, right?
Right.
And you're not sure exactly what you're doing or what's
Or where the other person's limits are and such like that.
Yeah.
So.
So personal space, boundaries, knowing how to, and the little bit that I read about it, I'm kind of inferring some of the stuff that that might be involved, but conversations between the two cast members or the actors involved. Assuring them that space is going to be created for them to, where people that aren't needed, non-essential people won't be around, and making sure that they're respectful, and they understand what's going on, and then.
What's really amazing is how old the film industry is, and they're just coming up with this. Oh wait, maybe we should have somebody just, because they have somebody like on the set of Downton Abbey, just making sure that all the glasses are refilled, like for the dining room scenes, so that when they start, they're all at the same level.
Continuity,
right? So they have all these people like watching wine glasses, but nobody's like making sure that there's the two cast members who are, fighting each other or whatever it is that they're doing are actually comfortable with what they're doing.
Yeah.
And this has been an industry for over 100 years, and they've only just come up with this.
And I'm sure they've been having intimate scenes for almost that long. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Mae West was doing shows like in 1914 or something like that.
Have you ever seen a silent film with a gratuitous sex scene?
No, I have not. I try to avoid them. It just makes me disturbed. So,
Silent films?
So we get 3 meals. No, silent films I can do.
Oh, okay.
But no, I prefer ones that are talkies anyway. Except for Buster Keaton. I love Buster Keaton. Ever see any of his films?
See the clown guy? Buster Keaton?
Guy.
Is he clown? No.
No.
I'm thinking, no.
I think you're thinking maybe Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, the guy with the hat.
More or less.
Yeah. No,
I
like
know who
Buster.
Charlie Chaplin is, but that's what I was thinking. He was like him, but someone else.
He
so,
is
but
and he isn't. When you watch him, you'll see a lot of Jackie Chan.
Now you know what I'm gonna have to do when I go home, right?
Well, you have to watch it.
Right.
I mean, it's classic.
Yeah.
He trained basically Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan used to watch his films when he was a kid, and used a lot of his
Jackie
stunt
Chan's
ideas.
awesome.
Yeah, I love Jackie Chan. But he used a lot of his stunt ideas and facial expressions are from Buster Keaton because he loved him as a kid.
Cool.
So, and I'm being told I have to wrap it up. So, so when we come back, we're going to have Queen City Improv do a little sketch for us, which is going to be awesome. And meantime, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Exeter Channel 98. I think I got all of them.
There was more, but I think, right? No?
More? I have no idea.
Oh.
So stay
Me
tuned
neither,
for Queen
just
City
weird.
Improv. They're going to be awesome, and you'll want to see it. So let's do it.
Right now, I don't really like you that much either.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Look, boss, if I'm gonna cause a problem, maybe I should just leave. Never stick up to me like that again.
I haven't even moved.
Yeah, we'll keep it that way.
Just how special are you?
How special are you?
Careful, Dad. That guy killed 5 cops with his bare hands.
Barehanded, huh?
That's right. Lost my gloves. Made things messy. I don't like messy.
He took a bullet, too.
You did?
I did? That's right. Just a flesh wound.
I thought it was your arm.
That's what the police report said.
What police report?
That's right, Beardy Man.
Who is this guy?
Now, easy, Dan. Let's treat our guests with some respect.
You might want to put me down, pretty boy. Else I might have to make a mess out of your face. You know, I don't like messes. Oh, perfect, thank you. No, I'm sorry, what I meant to ask is, can I exchange some money for your nickel?
Oh, yeah.
So, no, thank you. I'm sorry, I just don't want to go to the desk.
No. Let me see what I got here. Oh, you get you down for a nickel?
Yes, perfect, thank you. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
Oh, have a good one, man.
Wait a minute. 2 dimes for 1 nickel?
Yeah. It's like $1. It's 4 quarters and $1. It just sounds...
Right, but I think it's 2 nickels for 1 dime.
No. Let me show you what I mean. Give me 4 quarters.
4 quarters? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go.
Yeah, see, I mean... Oh, you're right. I did...
Right, you see what I'm saying? Okay.
So I owe you a nickel.
Oh yeah, perfect. Then I'll give you your 2 pennies back.
Yes. Have a good one, sir.
No, wait. I still only have 2 nickels. How did that work?
Because you gave me a Canadian dime.
A Canadian dime?
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Well, well, that's American.
No. See, the head's a little different on this? It's Canadian.
I guess he does have kind of a receding hairline.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just keep whatever we have.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thanks very much for joining us back. My name's Melanie, I'm here with Queen City Improv, or QCI. We're really excited to be here. We're going to do a couple of quick skits for you, and then we'll come back to after a commercial, I believe. So the first skit we're going to do is going to be Aaron, David, and Phil, who are here behind me, and they are going to do a quick scene called Alphabet. And from the folks who are here in the audience, if I could get a suggestion of a relationship for these 3.
Brothers.
They're brothers, okay, they're brothers. And I also need a letter of the alphabet. Any letter of the 26 alphabet. J, I heard J, excellent. So they're going to do this quick scene. Every word that they begin a sentence with has to start with the next letter of the alphabet. So hopefully they remember their alphabet today. They're going to start with the letter J and keep going. And take it away, guys.
James, Frank, it's about time that I let you know I'm going to leave home.
Okay. Go ahead, leave.
Literally, we could not care less that you're leaving home.
Maybe if I said it a little bit clearer, I'm leaving home.
No, we get it. Go. Go.
Oh my God, you do this all the time with the drama. Remember in kindergarten when he said he was running away from home?
People didn't listen to me then, and they're not listening to me now.
Quit whining. You're always whining. You're always threatening to leave. You're still here.
Really, I think this is about you not wanting to leave.
Staying?
That's exactly what you've been doing this whole time. Staying put, right next to us, on our dates.
Underneath all of this bluster about, I'm leaving for the 10th time, is a little brother who just wants to be told to stay.
Very funny, very funny.
Well, it's really not my fault. I'm mocking you behind your back.
Yeah, totally his fault. Completely, absolutely his fault all the time.
Zoom. I am out of here so fast.
Adios. Adios. Good luck.
On!
Don't you understand? We don't really want you as a brother.
Every time you speak, I die a little inside.
Frankly, I don't like thinking about that.
Goodness gracious, he's still here. And he's just pleading with us to stay.
Hey, maybe we're the ones in the wrong and we should leave.
I'm up for that.
Just make it me. I'm out of here.
Excellent, guys.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
We have one more scene we want to do for you. This will be Melanie and Aaron. They are going to do a scene based on your suggestion, and they're going to be kind of like a VCR, an old VCR tape. When I say forwards, they're going to move forwards, and when I say backwards, they're actually going to go backwards and repeat everything they'd already done. So what I need from you is something you want to learn more about. Geography? All right, geography work? All right, so geography is your motivation, and begin.
This is where we're moving.
Where is it exactly?
Europe, I think.
Backwards.
Europe, I think.
Where is it exactly?
This is where we're moving.
Forwards.
This is where we're moving.
Where is it exactly?
Europe, I think.
Europe. I thought Europe was over here.
Oh, well, maybe that's. Well, what is that place?
Wait a minute. Oh no, Europe's here.
Backwards.
Wait a minute. I thought Europe was over here.
Well, I think. Well,
I thought Europe was over here. But wait a minute. There it is. Europe's here.
of course! Oh, I am so dumb. I don't know why I didn't realize that in the first place.
But I don't want to move to Europe.
Forwards. Backwards.
I don't want to move to Europe.
Of course! Oh, I am so dumb. I don't know why I didn't realize that in the first place.
Europe's right here. Wait a minute.
I think?
I thought Europe was over here.
It's over there.
Where is it exactly?
Okay, here's where we're gonna go for vacation.
Forwards.
Okay, here's where we're gonna go for vacation.
But where is it exactly?
I think over here?
I thought Europe was over here.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Backwards.
Europe is here. Wait a minute.
Forwards.
Wait a minute.
Backwards.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
I thought it was. Wait a minute. Europe is over here.
Oh, that's right! I can't believe I thought it was there!
Thank you. We are Queen City Improv. I'm Dave. This is Aaron, Melanie, Phil. Thank you very much.
Great.
All right. Cheers.
See you on the flip side.
Flip side.
Flip side.
Hey, Terry! What's the name of that show you got going on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock?
The early late night live show on Facebook?
Yeah, that's the one. That sounds like lots of fun. Isn't that the one that you got guests on?
Mm-hmm, it is.
Oh, wow, I think you should have Steve be a guest on that show. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep, definitely.
Good idea, yeah. You a photographer?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
You sure?
Nope, not even a little bit. Not me neither. Nope. Think you bought it? Yep, sure. We'll see Steve on that show very soon. Yep.
Oh, sorry. No, I didn't just step on our guest's foot.
Happens all the time.
Welcome back. This is the Early Late Night Live Show. I'm so glad we have a
It's kind of like
director.
behind the scenes in a way.
It is like behind the scenes. So we just watched 2 skits by Queen City Improv, and it was really funny, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the going backwards thing, I don't know how you guys remembered what you did before.
Sometimes we don't.
As you saw.
That makes it even funnier,
The
I think.
excitement of live theater and improvisation.
That's awesome. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, how did Queen City Improv start, for instance?
Phil?
Yeah, sure. So 4 years ago, I started doing improv again. I had been first learned it back in like high school drama class and stuff, and I did some classes and said I really want to just do improv regularly, and there really wasn't a lot of options in the greater Manchester area, which is where most of us live. So one day I met one of our other QCI members, Katie Hickman, and was like, oh my gosh, you like improv, I like improv, let's try and start something in Manchester. And from there we got the rest of the troupe in. It took a while because getting the word out about improv was a little tricky at first. But once people found out, hey, we can come do improv in Manchester, they were coming out of the woodwork to come play with us, which was great.
So you guys accept like volunteers or do you train people?
We actually monthly have a free open session so that anyone who has an interest in learning more about improv can come in, play some games, learn some basics. We've had a lot of people who come back over and over. Mitch, I think you've been a couple of times. So it's just an opportunity for someone who wants to learn more or maybe wants to hone some skills, and it's free to the public.
Oh wow, that's awesome. So when do you guys normally do that? That's once a month, and
It is actually our next one. Let me just make sure I get the date right here. Is coming up on Friday, May 17th. We have it at the Merrimack YMCA. Free to attend, like Melanie said. Really, one of our missions is just bringing improv to the area, and that's kind of our contribution, is just having this free venue where people can come, any experience level, just have fun with us. It's a great time.
Yep,
it sounds like
it's always the third Friday, right?
Third Friday.
Third Friday at the Y,
so-
yep. But you can learn, I'm going to give a little plug here, you can learn about it on our website, queencityimprov.com.
That's right.
I always get it wrong. Or you can find us on Facebook. We always have events set up for it so that everyone knows about it.
That sounds like a lot of fun. It must. I've only done improv once in a class, and I was amazed at how quickly I ran out of ideas. So how do you guys like keep it up? Like, are you
We
just
beg the
special? Are you
audience.
especially gifted?
See, we beg the audience for ideas. And
Oh,
then,
okay.
Yeah,
And we
that's,
work off of that.
Yeah, we just work on it.
A lot of it is sorry.
No, go ahead.
A lot of it is trusting the people that you're playing with and knowing that if you are having a blank or you don't know where to go, that someone's going to have your back and take the scene from there. So the troupe that we have, I think we all really have fun playing together. And the same thing has happened at the open sessions, is that everyone's just really nice and open and kind of free. So you work off of one another.
Perfect example of that is Melanie in that last scene. I was stuck, she took over, she helped out, and we just kind of help each other when things are, a little bit uncertain.
Yeah. Or someone gives you like a really awkward thing, like geography. I want to learn more about geography. That's great.
I saw the look in your eyes.
That's the problem with an
Like, you
audience of one.
You couldn't have said cooking or something easy like
No,
that.
it was fine.
We're fine. Sometimes the harder suggestions are the more fun because you
Yeah.
have to think a little bit more outside of the box. Like, how are you going to move for geography?
Yeah. So are you all actors? Is that how you got interested in improv, or did you like it just as its own art form?
It's a mix.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, for me personally, I'd say probably about half of our troupe are regular actors and do regular shows and stuff like that.
I'm not sure what that
They're
means.
great. They're all great, and
Not
everything I've
just
seen them in, they're
Anything
fantastic.
inside of quotes is open to interpretation.
They don't just, let me clear it up, they don't just do improv. We have people who do musical theaters, who do just straight plays and community theater, very active in the community. Some folks like David is really, improv is what
that's
he
it.
loves, and that's what he focuses on. So it's a mix that we come from all different backgrounds, really.
Oh, okay, that's cool. It must be very helpful on the stage, like if somebody blanks out on a line, you have to like fill it until they remember or whatever.
I'd say more than anything, the great thing about improv is there's no lines to forget. So if for whatever reason you're struggling, as long as you're just being true to the reality that's been established, there's really no wrong answers. There's no messing up. It's just you own it and just make it real and make it work. And
And know that
I mean,
the people that
that's
you're with are going to have your back, and that's
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And inevitably, you're gonna mess up and something's gonna fall flat, and it makes you feel more comfortable with that in your real life too, that you're gonna take more chances in general, because what's the worst that's gonna happen? People won't laugh at me versus will laugh at me. So
That's a really good way to look at it.
And sometimes when things happen that you don't expect, it frees you up to act. Because you didn't expect it, there's no plan in your head. So now you're free. I don't know if that happens to me. I don't know if that happens to anybody else.
I don't know what you're talking about, Aaron.
Chewy.
I don't know how that happened, by the way. I was supposed to get him.
Really?
It's all right. It's fine.
He was on the table, so I just, grabbed him.
That's fine. The guests can play with you.
Oh, it's not a gift, a parting gift?
No, I'm afraid Terry. We lost it. We'd hear from Terry.
Come out of his grave. I will say that almost every coach that I've worked with has mentioned one way or another that improv is a great way to train as an actor, and my understanding is that it just allows you to connect with the person and listen better. Listening as an actor is really, really important, and staying connected with your counterpart is improv. If you're not doing that, then you're dead in the water. If you're not paying attention to your partner and what's going on, and forget
They're your
about it.
lifeline. We are each other's lifelines in this.
And it's not fun for the audience if you're not listening to each other and just talking over one another, because they want to see the connection, they want to see the relationship or the character. They don't want to just hear that one-upmanship, that one-off. That gets boring really, really fast.
Oh, I would think. So I watch a lot of Whose Line Is It Anyway on YouTube. Like they get tons. This is the same thing, right? Like what they do on there?
Yep, we play a lot of similar games as they do.
Okay.
But we also do a little bit of different things. One of the pieces of our show is the long form, which is a little bit different than those quick little games that what we did tonight or that you used to see on Whose Line, where we do smaller scenes that lead up to a bigger arc, a bigger story arc. So it's not that ha 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 every minute, but it's I think a lot more interesting for the audience to kind of see how that proceeds over time.
So do you do the same thing where you accept the suggestion from the audience and you just do a longer version of that? Wow, that must be very challenging. How do you know when it
Depending on the
ends?
suggestion sometimes.
There have been, winners and losers. There was a whole long form about whale poop at one point, which oddly enough, not that funny.
Yeah, who'd have thought, right?
Right. I don't think anything with the word poop in it would be funny.
You would think so. Not for 15 minutes. No.
Okay.
So how do you know
noted.
when that ends? Do you still have the bell, or do you end it naturally?
We normally have someone that goes, someone in the troupe when it gets to be about, like Melanie said, about 15, 20 minutes right now is how long we do it. Once we feel, time's up, we're getting towards the end, just we ring the bell and wrap it up, and that's that.
Yep,
So.
we try and bring it to the story to a conclusion, but we have an idea of what the timing is, so we work together to wrap it up.
And hopefully we find a good laugh to end it on, and,
Right.
and
Yeah.
we find that laugh and we jam that bell as quickly as possible. And,
So do you have like any funny stories or like a favorite skit that like you were like, wow, I didn't expect that to turn out so well? Like anything like that?
That's so hard because it's every night. I can honestly say every night I get off the stage anytime we have a show and like want to hug everybody in the troupe because it's just we like one another and we have so much fun, and so every night is like that was the best show ever.
And we'll do variations on the same games. We'll change up the rules a little bit, like for each show. So it's there's so much variety that it's hard to just narrow in on one.
Yeah.
No show is ever the same. So anytime you come see one of our shows, that's the one and only time you'll see that same show ever done. So
this is a good segue. Where do you guys do your shows, and do you have any coming up?
yes.
Thank you for asking. Phil?
So we're right now.
It's not like I have a list or anything.
Right now we've got 2 shows a month. We have a first Monday of the month show in Manchester at Stark Brewery. The next one's this next Monday, May 6th. So feel free to come to that.
What time is that?
7 p.m. Start time. It goes 7 to 9. $10 cash at the door, and you're good to go. Have some drinks, have some fun.
Have some food.
Great beer
Food.
selection over there.
Yes, very
And
good
good
beer
food.
selection. And then next is Hatbox Theater, which is May 23rd. That's a 7:30 p.m. start time, and you can get tickets online at Hatbox.
Where's the Hatbox Theater, Phil?
In Concord. I said Concord, right?
No.
Nope. Okay, cool.
but
Well,
that's why we're here.
She's got your back.
improv is completely 100% team sport, so there you go. And then, as we already said, we've got the next open session May 17th, which is a Friday. So,
Okay.
and that's a 7 p.m. start as well.
So if someone was going to go to this open session, what would you tell them to be prepared for?
Having fun.
Yeah,
Having fun, okay.
have fun, and just keep an open mind. A lot of times when we have new people come to the open sessions, they're kind of nervous, or I'm going to say or do the wrong thing. It's completely safe place just to have fun and learn about improv. Or we sometimes have people that say, oh, I did it way back in the day, and just there's no place to do it, and they'll come and kind of dust off their skills. So all skill levels are welcome, and the number one thing is have fun and just be supportive of the people you're playing with.
And dress comfortably, because there is a fair
Yes,
amount
dress
of
comfortably,
movement
yes.
It can be involved with it, so
Like
don't
turning
feel
around
you
a
have to
map.
dress up or anything. You have to turn a map around over.
Yeah, I came wearing high heels one time, and it was not a good.
I think
Guys
the
should have
biggest
told
thing,
me flats were in.
I think the biggest reason people have given me personally for like, I don't really want to, is they're just nervous. So it's a judgment. It's totally like a judgment-free experience. We're playing games basically. It's like playing games in someone's living
It's
room.
adult daycare in the evening.
Basically.
Adult daycare. That's awesome.
Self-guided.
And we try to be as open a group as possible. We love new people to come in because it really changes the dynamic. When there's someone new that everybody gets to kind of cheer on and help out. I've definitely had people come up who were like, I was so nervous to come, but you guys were nice and didn't point and laugh. You didn't, single me out. We want everyone to just have as much fun as we do.
That's awesome. That's
So
awesome.
one of the questions that I have, I've seen you perform multiple times, and I wonder how you choose the shows or the skits or the pieces that you actually are going to perform that night. Is it?
We've got a pretty large list at this point of games that we know how to play and we've practiced. So we typically just kind of rotate it out. If we haven't played one in a while, we'll throw that in. Sometimes there's some audience favorites that we like to keep on a regular basis. But otherwise, other than that, we try and keep it interesting for us as performers as well. So we're not just doing the same game every single show. For our one next Monday at Stark, we're actually doing this entire second half of the show is going to be completely randomized. So all the games are going to be random, all the players are going to be random. The host is just going to take a game out of a hat, pick players' names out of a hat, and just go with it. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
Yeah, that one should be a lot of fun. So.
So do we.
Cool.
So I imagine, where you have people coming in and out in the open sessions, their backgrounds, like the variety of backgrounds and expertise and things like that, you must get like a lot of moments where someone brings something to the table that you're like, whoa, that's actually very interesting. Like, do you find that your backgrounds, and I don't know what your backgrounds are, but do you find that it helps with your improv?
Definitely. I think, again, having that fresh perspective is, you get a suggestion, and today it was geography, so we were pointing at a map, but geography might mean something very different to another person, and so you kind of go, I would never thought of that. I wish I could remember there was a gyroscope. We had, someone made the suggestion of a gyroscope at a show, and I was one of the people, and I'm like, I kind of know what that is.
I was going to say, I'm not even sure it would
Been
know.
a while, and one of the other players was like, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to gyrate, and they started gyrating, and that became the gyroscope.
Sometimes it's far more entertaining when you
So-
don't know what this is.
Yes, you sort of take it as it is, and having different.
So a lack of expertise can be awesome
Yes.
too.
Yes, definitely.
One discipline where lack of expertise can actually be awesome.
I mean, when you get a suggestion, even if you don't know what it is, when you establish it's this thing, that's the reality you've created. So if David's like, oh, gyroscope is me just moving around my hips like this, that is what a gyroscope is for the reality of that scene.
And
so.
it was for a good 10 minutes.
Oh,
For so long.
It was,
love to have
I
seen that
know,
one.
keeping this family friendly.
Family
Some
friendly,
of our, where the Stark show, especially with the beer and stuff, is a little more risque, PG-13. And we had
Especially
some
with the
fun.
gyroscope, yeah. I
With
can
the
see that.
especially the gyroscope.
I was part of a twist contest once. Came in third place, which I was pretty pleased
Nice.
at. But oh my gosh, I was exhausted, so I can't even. And we weren't doing 10 minutes. We were I think it was 7 minutes tops. So
Wow.
I get a lot of
Respect.
practice at home, so it's,
And sometimes you make a choice and you realize I got to stick with this for the rest of the time I'm on stage.
That's the
and
fun part is you got to commit
yeah.
to whatever it is that you decided.
yeah.
all right, so we got to wrap up and go right into trailer trash. So before we do, why don't you guys plug your website and your show one more time so the audience knows where they can find you again.
QueenCityImprov.com. You can find anything on that, where we're going to be, when we're going to be there, and all our social media. But for Facebook, it's Queen City Improv QCI. And that's it.
All right, that's pretty
Thank you.
easy. So, all right, so you are watching the Early Late Night Live Show. We are on Exeter Channel 98 Facebook and YouTube. And we're going to do Trailer Trash next, which these lovely people are going to stick around and give us their opinions. So you want to stick around for that too. So we'll see you in a few minutes, or actually a minute.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Steve.
You still got that late night show on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock?
Yeah, I do. On the Early Late Night Live Show Facebook page.
The one with the guests?
Yeah, that show.
Sure, I can't be a guest?
You a photographer?
Yes. Yes, I am.
We don't have photographers on the show.
But what if I...
And we're back. It's the Early Late Night Live Show, and as you just saw, it's Trailer Trash time. So I'm really kind of excited about this one, even though Terry isn't here. Maybe especially because Terry isn't here. Maybe.
I'm not sure what to make of that.
Okay, all right. So we're going to start with our first one, which is a romantic comedy called Long Shot. Can we roll that, please? So The Long Shot is a movie starring Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I pronounce
Right,
it.
okay. It's directed by Jonathan Levine and written by Dan Sterling. And basically, it's about a woman who's running for president who starts falling in love with her speechwriter, who she used to babysit back in the day. But they are an odd couple, and that doesn't look good for her campaign, which I think is an interesting storyline, because if the gender roles were switched, I wonder if they could even make this movie now. But what did you all think? I know you all watched the trailer. Starting with you, why don't you tell us kind of what you were thinking?
I was thinking, oh no, Seth Rogen. I'm not a huge Seth Rogen fan.
Okay.
I don't like the material he tends to spew on the screen. So
Spew.
Wow.
that's just my. I have strong feelings about Seth Rogen apparently. And even in this trailer, you get to see a taste of that, and it's just not my cup of tea personally. But Charlize
Were you happy
Theron,
when he fell down the stairs in the scene?
That was fantastic. I was rooting for the hurt.
Oh, goodness.
So I'm guessing you have a differing opinion.
Yeah, I'm actually, I had seen the trailers even before, we were coming on here, and I was like, that looks kind of cute, kind of funny. I am kind of a Seth Rogen fan.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
No.
And I'm a huge Charlize Theron fan, so the two of them, I think it looks, it's a summer movie that's going to be popcorn and like beach reading. So I'm excited about
Yeah,
it.
that's fun. How about you?
I haven't actually seen any of the trailers. But it's good.
That's
'cause
why
I don't
you
wanna
didn't get a
visit
mic.
Mike anyway. So,
Usually that's my job, is to not watch the trailers. But
So
thank you.
Seth Rogen is romancing Charlize
I
Theron.
actually really think, the last time I saw a Seth Rogen movie was probably like 10 or so years ago.
Okay.
But I really did love like the humor, and that was the Judd Apatow movies
Yeah.
and everything.
Okay.
So I haven't really seen him in something that wasn't a Judd Apatow movie. So I'm just gonna see what everyone else thinks, and then if it sounds like something I'd want to see, then yeah, I can definitely handle that.
How about you?
Yeah, unlike David, I am a bit of a Seth Rogen guy. Like Aaron was saying, I like him in the Judd Apatow movies. And Charlize Theron is fantastic, so I'm excited to see the two of them together, see how she does. She's more lately been kind of the action star, like Atomic Blonde, beating people up. So it's going to be nice to see her kind of do some comedy with him. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. How about you, Mitch? What's your thoughts?
Let's see, what are my thoughts? What are my thoughts? Well, I liked the premise. I like seeing Odenkirk, because I love Better Call Saul. I'm a huge fan of his, so I hope he's got more than just that one little scene. I get drawn into movies that are based on relationships for all intents and purposes, and this looks like one of those kinds of trying to figure out whether or not something is right to do or not do, and what other people might think about it, and then how the two people kind of work through the stuff and iron things out. And Seth sometimes kind of rubs me the wrong way, but I respect him as a person and an actor overall, because he's
and Charlize Theron, yeah.
Yes, so like you, I'm not really a Seth Rogen fan, but I love the odd couple aspect of the film, the fact that they don't look like they should be together kind of thing that they've got going on. And I think it just looks funny. So I'd probably go see this. Now, I forgot to mention this. We do a rating system, which is 2 thumbs up in any degree there. If you really hate it, it's 2 in the eyes. If you really love it, it's 2 up. So we're going to go around the room and just see what you give the rating for this trailer.
David, try not
right.
to poke
Well, I'm
your
going to go
eyeballs
Seth
out.
Rogen and Charlize Theron.
All right.
Do a general thumbs up.
Okay.
You know, it's not.
I'm not sure.
That's a new one.
That's a
Okay,
new
I like
one.
that.
I-
All right.
that's just made it up.
I'm going to say, yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay. You're not really a rom-com guy?
That depends. Very, very. It's got to bring something different to the table. For
Okay.
me,
All right.
Which I think this might.
Yeah. All right. And how about you?
As far as seeing it in a theater, I'm probably going to be one sideways, but then I like the premise and it looks interesting, even though it's kind of a knocked up remake in a way. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Netflix for me, so I'll wait until I can stream. But I do want to see it. So, all right. So that actually got pretty good reviews, I think, for us. So
Did not fail.
It did not fail. So the next one is quite. It's a bromance instead of a romance. It's it's Hobbs and Shaw, which is quite a bit different. Could we roll that footage while I get that up? Because I forgot to pull this up while we were talking. Here we go. All right, so there's Hobbs and Shaw there. This is called Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. I'm sorry, I had the wrong. It stars Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. Idris Elba, am I saying that right?
Elba.
Yay! I'm doing really good today. I pronounce everything wrong. Yeah. It's directed by David Leitch, I think that's his name, written by Chris Morgan. And it's about, okay, let me read this. Hobbs and Shaw form an unlikely alliance when a cyber-genetically enhanced villain threatens the future of humanity. So, moderate stakes for an action film. Now, I haven't seen any of the Fast and Furious films. It's just not been on my radar, but I love Dwayne Johnson. And I love Jason Statham, so I'm like, oh, this looks really good. But let's start with you. What do you think of this film?
I'm the same with you. I've seen one Fast and Furious movie.
Okay.
Didn't care for it, and didn't really expect to see 20 more of them. But honestly, I like both actors a lot. I think they're, as far as action movies are concerned, 2 of the best. So I'm interested, with the exception of was that the scene with the helicopter?
Oh, yeah.
The scene with the helicopter reminds me of Live Free
The
and Die
James
Hard.
Bond?
No, the
Oh, yeah.
the Live Free and Die Hard,
yeah.
which was terrible. And so that one scene almost kind of ruined it for me, but I would probably still go see it.
Okay, so despite the helicopter scene.
Yeah.
Similar, I have never seen any of the Fast and Furious. I assume these are characters who have been established in the Fast and Furious.
I saw a clip of Jason Statham rescuing a baby from a previous movie. So yes, I would say they're established.
But the trailer was funny, and it looked funny. So that was like, I'm like, this isn't. Yeah, all right. It is what it is, right? You're not getting high art, but it looked funny.
High art could work sometimes. I think I'm just watching the images right now. I love a really good action movie, just a really dumb action movie where all the characters are just dumb, and I can just do laundry and just listen. To, so this is probably not going to be something I'd go see at the movies, but probably something that I would put on Netflix or something while I'm making food.
I love to do with action films?
Popovers.
I love to run on a treadmill while I'm watching action
Yeah.
films. Because they have the
Good
right
idea.
pace and, and usually the characters are running. So I'm like, yeah, I'm running with James Bond. Yeah.
Because often when I'm watching these kind of movies, I'll sit up from my chair and I just want to go somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And
Perfect.
it's the only time I run is when I'm watching
You
an
need a
action
treadmill
film.
in your living room.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so what's your opinion?
I have some strong feelings.
Good. This
That's
is a safe
mainly
place.
because I've seen quite a few Fast and Furious movies, not any, probably the last 3 or 4 though, because it just kept getting more. It started off like, I'm Vin Diesel and family and cars, and then they're just turning torpedoes from submarines and stuff, and driving cars through falling skyscrapers, and it just got way too ridiculous. I mean, this looks like they're finally just embracing the ridiculousness.
Yes,
and
I would say so.
I mean, they're like, hey, Marvel, you just wrapped up with Endgame. We can be the new Avengers. Let's come get us for this.
Did you drive a tractor trailer off a cliff attached to a helicopter? No, you didn't. So.
I didn't. Could I? We'll leave that for another time.
We'll leave that.
But I do love the actors, though, so maybe I might be more inclined to see it. Yeah. Jason Statham I've loved since the Guy Ritchie movies, so I'm always a fan of his. But you know, maybe some mindless, dumb fun. Like Melanie said, I like the humor aspect, so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Helen Mirren being his mom to me is just...
That was Helen Mirren.
That's amazing.
I'm definitely going to watch it now. Yeah.
You have to. I mean, it's Helen Mirren, so...
Okay.
Yeah. Your opinion?
Love the action. There's action from beginning to end in this film, and that in of itself is interesting because I'm kind of a stunt, not aficionado, but I just really like to see really crazy stuff happen and try and figure out how they did it. But now CG is so good, it's hard to tell what's real and what's not real. So it's, and then it reminds me of Tango and Cash. I didn't get to. We did this film. I think we reviewed this film once before already.
Hobbs
or
and Shaw.
something.
Yes, we
Or
just
it was
got
a
really
teaser or
excited about
something, right?
this trailer,
And
so
I
we did it
wasn't
again.
here, and I was really upset about it because it looks like I want to see this film, and so guess what my rating's going to be? But it's funny. I love Dwayne Johnson, and I think Idris Elba is just kick butt. So I want some more Tango and Cash, and this looks like it's going to feed me just exactly what I need. So.
So I grew up watching The Three Stooges. So I always equate action with comedy and pain with hilarity. So obviously this movie's right up my alley. So. And the fact that it's ridiculous, I watched the A-Team movie. I don't know if any of you watched it.
Oh, yes.
My favorite scene was when they were falling in a tank and using the gun to direct how they were falling. That was my favorite scene. So all the over-the-top stuff in this is like, yes. Yes. And the fact that it's Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson just makes it that much better. So, all right, I think it's rating time. So I'm pretty sure what our ratings are going to be, but let's just...
Yeah, I like
do
both
it.
actors, so I'll give it thumbs up, but the helicopters, not so much.
So maybe sort of a
Yeah,
wavering
just,
two
yeah.
thumbs up. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm a thumbs up, but probably not in the movies. It would probably be a Netflixer kind of thing.
Okay, all right.
So if that's the standard of movies, not movies, but Netflix, I'll do the same thing.
Okay, all right.
Be honest, Phil.
I definitely would watch it. Asked whether it's in the theater or not. I'd probably take the chance. They're out of the cars now, which makes it better for me. So I'll say yeah.
All right.
If I thought I was going to have the intensity of Tango and Cash,
I'm going to have to watch this Tango and Cash movie
that
now.
would be 2 thumbs up, but right now I'm just like this.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't have a screen big enough at home or speakers powerful enough at home to watch this film. So it's definitely in the theaters for me, so 2 thumbs up. Yeah, so this is like one of those ones you want to be, like I'll probably get car sick by the time it's done. Yeah,
Or sick of cars.
Or sick of cars, one or the other. I don't know. I'm kind of one of those people that's like, if you have a cool car, I'm like, hey, can I have a ride? So I think actually that's it for the show. I think we're actually pretty close to wrap up. Yeah, we got 2 minutes. Cool. So usually what we do is we go around and ask, what would you say to a young performer just starting? What would your one sentence advice?
Improv aspiration.
So you guys have any words of wisdom for someone just starting out who's maybe thinking about trying?
Come to the
Come
open
to the
session.
opposite side.
Well, that's the show, guys. Everybody has
Such a lax atmosphere, it really is. And it's a great way to learn, just how to, play. Yeah.
Just go for it. Don't be afraid to fail. It's nothing bad or intimidating. If it's not with us, just find a good, welcoming group to teach you the improv. I mean, it's one of those things where the tenets of it are pretty slim and basic, but it takes a long time to master it. You just got to practice a lot. And I mean, I don't even know if you really could master it, but it's just
the main thing is just,
always learning.
Yeah, it's always learning, listening, being there for your teammates. I mean, I know it's not a sport, but it kind of is a sport.
It kind of is, yeah.
So
almost like a relay race, we have to kind of keep changing back and
Yeah.
forth. So
if you always have that generous attitude, then it's just fun,
that's cool. So.
Yeah.
Right. And the worst that can happen is someone won't laugh at you, right?
Right. All you really need is just some supportive friends and a stage, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
You don't even need a stage. Do it with just your friends at a party. play, props is one of those games that I think is fun to play with just at dinner. Pick up the whatever you're swirling your drink with, or a straw or something, and play props around the table. Get it going that way.
I bet a large percentage of people at home have played charades or some physical game in front. That really is kind of like improv training.
That's true.
It really
So
is. It's just.
it's kind of like being a little kid again. We have the cardboard box and you make it into a house or something, or a submarine or whatever. So kind of like that.
Absolutely.
So do you have any words of wisdom before I start giving the wrap-up speech? There is a wrap-up speech.
I have so many words of wisdom. I don't even know where to start.
Just give them one.
You know what? Have fun, and I want to say, let go of, let go. Just have fun, let go, especially with improv.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being out here. You were a lot of fun.
Thanks for
And
having us.
Thank you so much
it's
for
so
having
much. It was so nice having so many people chime in on Trailer Trash. So we really appreciate that. All right. So this is the Early Late Night Live show. We are on live every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock on Exeter Channel 98. I think I said the right channel this time. We're on Facebook and YouTube. You can find Queen City Improv at queencityimprov.com. Did I say that right? Yes, I said that right. I'm doing really good tonight. I'm pronouncing everything correctly and everything. Now I'm going to screw it up.
Next week we have Emily Druin, who is she's an illustrator, and her husband is a writer, and they do a Comic-Con for kids in Manchester. So she should be fun to talk to as well.
Absolutely. And Terry will be back next week, never fear. And is there anything I've forgotten?
Does Terry have to come back?
Yeah, he kind of has to, yeah. It's kind of his show. I'm just sitting
I'm
here.
just kidding, Terry. I like you, mostly.
Anyway, on that cheerful note, have a great Wednesday night. Be sure to check us out and like our page on Facebook for more updates. Yeah, that's all I got. So you can roll the credits anytime you want now.
Yeah.